Hey, this is Don from Padlock Technologies, owner and principal, here with another kind of gotcha on this one. It's a question, but it's a gotcha moment as well. Um, so today was a client, and I was working on some profiling for some, map policy stuff like that in ICE, and had the IBNS 2.0 configurations. I'll probably do a video on the difference between 1.0 and 2.0 stuff like that. And we were working on, phones this time. And the crazy thing that happened was, it was hitting the profile, but we noticed that it was not switching over to the correct profile. So what was happening, we was doing all this troubleshooting and looking through it, and then something in my head was like, hey, why don't you check the profile defaults and see what the COA, the global COA settings are. And if you don't know anything about profiling, when you do profiles, there is a global COA setting, and it's either do nothing, no COA, or reauth, and I believe port bounce or something like that. Um, and we're going through this. And when I checked it, I was like, you know what? I don't know why, because the thing that tipped me off was when I COA'd it manually, it was changing to the right profiling and getting to where it needs to go, right? Before it was hitting a certain rule, and I set it up a different way, but before it was hitting a separate rule, and then what was happening is when I COA the thing, it would hit the correct rule. So that's when I was like, hey, let's check the global COA settings to make sure that it's set to uh, reauth when new information is going through the device sensor. It gets new information, plus it's hitting some of the conditions that I had. And let's see. So sure enough, I go to the global settings, no COA was set. Now, I specifically told the client, make sure reauth is set in the global settings, and they didn't do it. So this is always, trust but verify kind of situation. So as soon as I changed the global setting to reauth and I unplugged the phone, had him unplug the phone, plug it back in, boom, it was profiling the way it's supposed to. It would profile in COA and get the correct authorization profile. So this is kind of a gotcha to people that are doing things with profiling. The first thing you need to check is if the global COA settings are set to reauth, because if you don't do that, you'll have to manually reauth it. Now, there is a piece of caution with this. Um, if you're a hospital and you say you profile EKG machines, you may not want to do reauth, because if you mess with that profile in any way, you reauth everything that has to do with that profile. So you got to be real careful doing that. So once again, this is Don from Padlock Technologies with a little gotcha moment. Hey, even I can overlook things. Nobody's perfect. If you are doing mad profiles, just make sure your global profile setting is set to reauth, so that you're not spending a whole bunch of time looking at sessions and looking at a whole bunch of stuff, and it's simple as, hey, your global reauth settings are incorrect. Hopefully this was informative. Thank you and have a nice day.